Tess Madgen is the absolute legend. And, you know, she was just the right person at the right time. And you see, and she leads, I always say with leadership, you have to be true to who you are. She's very genuine, but you see the passion. I mean, you know, she gets very emotional about what it actually means to be an Opal. But also being the captain of the Opals, that's an added responsibility that she was willing to take on and embrace that role, because it's not just about, it's not, you know, the captain's not always about the best player on the team, but she is one of the most valuable players on the team with what she brought on the court, and she's been great for us in many big moments, but her leadership on the court, but off the court, making sure, reaching out to all the players, checking in on them, holding players accountable too. So it is a big job, but I think she's the right temperament for it. She's very well respected, and she'll go down as one of the greatest captains.
I think, you know, that was kind of already done before the leadership group was established. I think by having everyone's voices heard, Joe Banning and Darren Smith were the facilitators of the group sessions in those early days, and I think they really set great foundations for what was going to come. And once your voice is heard and you feel like you're empowered and that you matter, it makes, you know, the leadership group's job a lot easier.
Yeah, I think if we didn't have a great culture, who knows what would happen. And I think you, Lauren, had a big part of that as well too. You know, we talk about Tess, and she's a great captain, but we also have great leadership, and your impact on the Opals, coming back in, using your voice, everyone looked up to you. I think it gave them confidence, and don't ever estimate that. I never did, but you speaking up was just amazing. And once you did, I'm like, oh, we got this. It's not a problem. Because when you lose, and especially in front of your home crowd, it's hard. So for me, I was just trying to lift them up again. You know, I'm a coach that doesn't get too high or too low. But when we've got experienced players like yourself that can speak up, but you kind of focus, like, this happens, this is what we need to do. We focus on the next game. But that was just what we needed at the right time.
And there's the final buzzer at the Sydney Superdome. What a performance from the French team. Celebrations all round. They won this game emphatically.
It was intense, like you could feel the pressure in the room. And I think just having that first game out of the way was massive. We really had a strong mission statement and vision going into that World Cup, that we wanted to build on the legacy of the past and get back to that, what all the past Opals have built for us. But then also, being a home World Cup, we wanted to inspire the next generation. So we had, and obviously we wanted to win a gold medal to do that. So we had all this pressure on us. I think by getting that first game out of the way was massive. Lauren Jackson gave us a few very stern words, which were very needed. And I think, you know, having her, she wasn't a designated in the leadership group, but she was always a leader. She's a former captain of the Opals. And I definitely, you know, was able to do my job a lot easier because she was next to me. I wouldn't have cried if you weren't here. Yeah, so she definitely made my job a lot easier. She gave us a few good home truths, and from then on, I think we were able to, you know, play up to our abilities, play to our potential, stick together, which was the main thing that I was proud of as a leader of that group, was that it didn't all fall apart like it had previously. We stuck together, we knew we had done all the work, and we would be okay.
It's hard to win, you know, winning is hard, and winning in major tournaments with limited preparation is even harder. But that's why culture has to be so important for us, because we have to lean into the chemistry and the cohesiveness that we've built up over not just the week but years before, and the experiences that we've had. You got to lean into the veterans' presence. But winning is hard. But when you do lose, it's just reminding them, you know, okay, what we didn't do well. You know, in Nigeria, we had one of the worst games I've ever seen. It was terrible, but we had to be quick learners because the next game was coming. So for me, it's more like, okay, we've got to learn from it, we've got to let it go, we've got to work on what's the solution.
George for three. Wow, what a game George is having.
And I think I'm a solution-based coach in that regard. I don't get too high or too low because the players are already disappointed. So for me, even though I've got to just focus on the moment, and we just got back to it, you know, we talked about we just got to win the next game, and that was all. I just kept it really, you know, specific. We just got to win the next game. We got to win the first quarter, and we came really specific at how we wanted to play, and just really proud of the resiliency and the belief in not just the system but in each other, that we could do it. And that's probably what made me the most proud of these experiences these last 4 years.
The more trust you can have, that better connection you have with one another, the easier that becomes. So after that first loss in Paris, where we lost to Nigeria, it was really important for the leadership group to have a players only meeting where all 12 players were able to air their grievances, get everything out on the table, which wouldn't have been able to happen in Tokyo. There wasn't that trust, there wasn't that level of openness, connection to be willing to share, and everyone's opinion mattered. But because we had done all the work in the lead up, and people could see that their voice did matter, that they would be listened to and that action would be taken. So I think it is super important. I think at times it is easier to share in a players only forum, and then the leadership group can take what they need to the coaches to make sure, you know, everyone wants to be on the podium at the end of the day. So the better that you can work together, the better that everyone can kind of air what's frustrating them, and so we can put things in place to make sure everyone's able to succeed is really important. Leadership is the most selfless task you could imagine. It's, you know, the saying that leaders eat last really is true. If you want to be a good leader, you kind of have to put all your own needs to the side and you know, try and fill your cup as much as possible when you can, but it really is a selfless role. It's a massive responsibility, and if you want to do it well, yeah, you have to be a leader from the bottom up and make sure everyone above you is doing okay, because in the long run that does make your job a lot easier as well.